Good evening and welcome. A huge day in politics in Maharashtra today. The veteran political leader Sharad Pawar now says, in case you just joined us, right Ankit, that he has agreed to rethink his shock decision of stepping down from the top post of the Nationalist Congress Party. That's what his nephew Ajit Pawar, who's also big time in the news, has said. Ankit, that's what we're going to be talking about. What are some of the big dynamics over here that we need to watch out for?
You know, Vishnu, I was quite happy that the spotlight is on Karnataka, and Sharad Pawar always, whenever he makes a move, he takes away the spotlight no matter where you are, and that's why the spotlight today shifted to Mumbai. 63-year-old career, and the man, people are still not willing to, accept that there is not a power play behind Sharad Pawar's move of resignation. What he wants to establish, there are important things to talk about here. Number one, of course, if he does go through with this resignation, then who gets the party? Who is at the helm of the affairs? Supriya Sule or Ajit Pawar? Does he have a succession plan before he decided to resign? Or is this just another classic Sharad Pawar move to tell everybody, not only in NCP but outside as well in the MVA, who's the real boss? And then what happens to the MVA in absence of Sharad Pawar actively as the president of the party?
In fact, those were some of my key questions. I'm going to summarize what you said with some of my key questions. Number one, is he upset with Ajit Pawar in light of reports that Ajit Pawar may be moving closer to the BJP? Is this a drama being played out in connection with that? Number two, is this part of a show of strength by Sharad Pawar? That's what Ankit alluded to. Number three, what does this mean for the MVA alliance in Maharashtra? So Ankit joins me over there, but we've also got later on this program, it's a 1-hour special today, the other big news, and it has nothing to do with politics for a change. Go First, one of India's low-cost carriers, appears to have gone bust. They have filed for insolvency protection. They are stopping to operate flights tomorrow and day after at the very least, and they have in a statement said that they don't have the finances to pay their creditors. This is disastrous news for the Indian aviation sector. The government has responded to that. We'll talk about that later on. But first, the big news of the politics of the day. The veteran political leader Sharad Pawar says that he has now agreed to rethink his shock decision of stepping down from the top post of the Nationalist Congress Party. Now, Mr. Pawar would have factored in the opposition to him deciding to step down, yet he chose to make that announcement anyway. So here's our top story, our discussion up after that.
Seen as one of India's most astute politicians, Sharad Pawar today dropped a bombshell on his party and Indian politics. The occasion was at his book release, where he announced he's stepping down as the NCP chief.
आणि इतकी वर्ष संधी मिळाल्याच्यानंतर आणखी विमुक्तच्या समाजाची भूमिका मी काही कधी घेणार नाही. आणि त्यामुळं तुम्हाला अस्वस्थता कदाचित वाटेल, पण मी राष्ट्रवादी काँग्रेस पक्षाच्या अध्यक्षपदावरून निवृत्त व्हायचा निर्णय आज घेतलेला आहे. हे जरी असेल,
the stage quickly was crowded with many senior leaders. There was shock, even tears, and then a series of leaders began speaking out, telling Sharad Pawar that they are staying put until he reversed his decision.
पार्टी में बिल्कुल बात नहीं हुई थी. मैंने बल्कि पवार साहब को अभी स्टेज पे जब ये घटना चल रही थी तभी मैंने उनको पूछा, मैंने बोला आपने हमसे बात भी नहीं किया? तो बोले मैंने अगर बात किया होता तो आप लोग हाँ बोलते क्या मुझे?
This show of strength, endorsement, comes in the midst of Pawar family politics and reports that his nephew Ajit Pawar would split and ally with the BJP. Both Ajit Pawar and Sharad Pawar denied this publicly. Today, the nephew and possible political heir supported his uncle's move to step down. The other senior heir is Supriya Sule, Sharad Pawar's daughter, who was present on stage when Pawar announced his resignation.
पवार साहेबांच्या आत्ताचा वयाचा विचार करता साहेबांशी आणि सगळ्यांशी चर्चा करून एका नवीन नेतृत्वाकडे आपण ही जबाबदारी देऊ पाहतोय. ते नेतृत्व साहेबांच्या मार्गदर्शनाखाली पार्टीचं काम करेल.
But by the evening, Sharad Pawar sent a message through his daughter and nephew that he will rethink his decision in 2 to 3 days.
आपकी जो मांग है कि मैंने इस्तीफा वापस लेना चाहिए, उसके लिए मुझे 2 से 3 दिन सोचने के लिए वक्त कार्यकर्ताओं को देना पड़ेगा. कार्यकर्ताओं ने उनका मेरा सुनना चाहिए और ये यहाँ से कार्यकर्ता उठ के अपने अपने घर जाए.
In the last few weeks, several questions have been raised regarding the future of the NCP. However, Sharad Pawar once again showed that he is the only one who has the control over the party and the party members.
What is Pawar's play? Took a different stand from the Congress on the JPC over the Adani issue. Defended PM Modi amid opposition attacks on university degree. Today, quits as NCP chief amid reports of rift within party. Steps down as nephew Ajit Pawar makes political moves. Speculation that Ajit working on Plan B for BJP ahead of the Supreme Court verdict on the Shinde government. Supreme Court to soon rule on 16 Sena MLAs disqualification. Will Ajit-led NCP support BJP in case of Sena MLAs disqualification? But the fallout extends beyond the NCP. Pawar strung together an unimaginable alliance, the ideologically opposed Shiv Sena and Congress with the NCP, and brought it to power in the state till the Shiv Sena split last year. Now, can the MVA alliance survive? Also ahead of next year's elections, what impact will Pawar's latest move have on the opposition unity attempts in which he's been a key leader?
Sharad Pawar has asked the party members to give him 2 to 3 days to rethink on his decision. And as per sources, there's a big possibility that a working president will be announced and Sharad Pawar will continue as the president of the NCP. However, the big question is, who will be the future of NCP? Will it be the daughter of Sharad Pawar or the nephew of Sharad Pawar? In Mumbai, with camera person Rajendra Dayalkar, Sohit Mishra, NDTV.
All right, quite an eventful day in Maharashtra, in Mumbai for NCP and for the politics of Maharashtra as well. But Vishnu, the impact of whatever Mr. Pawar does won't just be on the MVA. It will have an impact on the opposition unity in the election year 2024 as well. He's been seen as somebody who does have the ability to bring a lot of different ideologies, parties to work together. The example, of course, was Maha Vikas Aghadi.
No, absolutely. And the question on that and what happens to the MVA is a big question mark. In fact, let me put that across to Majid Memon. Mr. Memon, what was the point in Sharad Pawar taking 2 steps back after having taken 2 steps ahead, deciding to step down from that post and now saying that he's going to rethink his decision?
I think it's good news that a senior politician of a national stature has taken back his decision of quitting NCP and creating a kind of a vacuum in the party. And in fact, we have seen throughout the day, the moment the news broke and the televisions were showing that all the party workers were lamenting and crying, and I am afraid that somebody would have even self-immolated. This is what is happening in our political happenings. But then good that he has withdrawn and has taken back his resignation for various reasons. Now, number one, I must tell that the NCP alone was not only affected, it was the impact of his such abrupt exit would have impacted the entire national political scenario for several reasons. Number one is that Karnataka poll are going to take place in a matter of a week or so hereafter.
No, but Memon Saab, I understand you are welcoming that decision. But Memon Saab, my question to you is, there is no politician arguably in this country more astute than Sharad Pawar. He knows the game better than possibly anybody else. He would have known what the reaction was. Has he done this because he was trying to send a message that this is Sharad Pawar, this is the strength I have, look at the reaction that workers in my party have. So if anybody is interested in trying to split the NCP, perhaps take it in the direction of the BJP, forget about it, look at what you see in front of you. That's how this is being interpreted.
No, I don't fully agree with what you are suggesting. See, had this been the idea what you are conveying, then in that event, Sharad Pawar would have only threatened to quit. He would have said that I am thinking of quitting. He would not have made a statement of having left the party, having left the position.
He's pushed it to the next level.
No, but then one thing, see, there has been some happenings around in the last 1 week. If you look at attendance circumstances, which has led to this today's whole happening. That about a week before we have seen Ajit Pawar's posters coming up that he would be the best chief minister and he is going to become a chief minister.
Okay, Ankit.
Now, 1 second. This is very important.
You know, Vishnu, I just want to point out what Mr. Mevan is also saying. Let's just take that to Mr. Mahesh Tapse, is the chief spokesperson of the NCP. Mr. Tapse, while the cadre of the NCP today seems surprised, one peculiar thing happened today when Sharad Pawar announced his resignation. While everybody around him, be it Praful Patel and other leaders, everybody started saying, rethink your decision, you can't do this. There was one man who kept saying that respect the decision that Mr. Sharad Pawar has made, and that was Ajit Pawar. Don't you find it very peculiar, sir? He was speaking and asking people to accept what Mr. Sharad Pawar has said.
Well, today there is a book launch on Mr. Pawar, the version 2 of the book, and after this, during this book launch only and his speech, Mr. Pawar announced his resignation. Now, I do not know whether there was an internal family discussion between him, Ajit Pawar ji, Supriya ji, and other members of the family, whether he is going to step down or so. Because as a lay person, as a party office bearer, it definitely came as a shocker to most of us. And at the spur of the moment, we said that we will not be as Karyakarta, as loyalists of the NCP, we are not going to accept Honorable Pawar sir's resignation. So this thing went on for a couple of hours. Even in the media, we said that now people across Maharashtra have started sending in their resignations. And a lot of people have started coming towards Mumbai. So by tomorrow, a lot of party workers will also come into Mumbai. They will go and meet their leader, Pawar Sahab, try to convince him, try to understand what is the rationale behind it. So if it is only to bring new blood or a fresh leadership into the party, then there would have been other ways. But for Mr. Pawar to quit abruptly and without even giving us a chance, if we were making our minds also that are we prepared for such an eventuality. So he has decided to quit from the political post, and that is absolutely not acceptable. And hence, there has been a lot of deliberation, and I am happy that word has come.
I understand that
2-3 days to rethink.
I understand what you're saying, but let me take that across to Shaina NC of the BJP. Shaina, is this an opportunity for the BJP? Ajit Pawar, somebody that, as I understand it, some leaders in the Maharashtra BJP have openly said that if he wants to join the BJP, what's the problem? Is that a position that you share?
Firstly, Vishnu, every time there is any kind of a decision taken by A, B or C political party, I don't know why you ask the BJP what our reaction is. The Bharatiya Janata Party
but
is
of course I'd ask you what your reaction is.
No, but hear me out. When 40 MLAs chose to leave the Shiv Sena for reasons best known to them, where they felt that the ideology was being compromised, the leader was inaccessible or whatever their reasons, they left at their behest. Then too, you asked what is the BJP's reaction. Now, with due respect, Sharad Pawar ji is a senior leader, a stalwart, as you said, for decades in the state of Maharashtra. We wish him well. Whatever his decision or his party chooses to decide whether he is the chief, continues to be the chief or chooses to resign, is their individual issue. It's an internal matter of the NCP. It is not for the BJP to comment. And do understand, the BJP is not relying on any political party. We have today 11.5 crore members under the leadership of Narendra Modi ji, and the magic of his name is enough for us to self-sustain. So we don't need to divide parties or to create.
No, but then will you directly try to tell me that
advantage or disadvantage?
So Shaina, just directly, yes or no, Ajit Pawar, if you want to split the NCP and come to you, because that's the news doing the rounds, a possibility it's been denied. If that were to happen, would you accept it or not? And there's a reason for that, because there's a Supreme Court thing also happening.
I leave that speculation absolutely to you. You are a senior journalist. That's your job, to analyze to create questions, to create ambiguity. For us as a responsible political party, we're not here for hearsay. We're not here for
Okay,
hypocrisy
fair
or
enough.
for any kind of comment. We only
No, but
respect that
it's not-
every political
but,
party
you know,
or
Shaina,
leadership
it's
has
not
their
just
own
about
choice.
hearsay, it's about the impact of somebody like Sharad Pawar on the politics of Maharashtra. BJP may be well entrenched, but that doesn't mean that the BJP had the numbers of its own to in fact form the government. So that is why it becomes important discussion.
Look,
I'll
the
come,
BJP
before we
is
come back to
very,
you,
very stable, so
ma'am,
please don't get into that speculation.
not on your own. You are the single largest party, but not on your own. But let me also get Mr. Jayant Manikar at this moment, senior journalist of Maharashtra, joining us. Mr. Jayankar, you know, there is one more. Okay, we don't have Mr. Jayankar at this moment, but let me take that question to Mahesh Tapse, or to Mr. Raju Wagmare of the Congress party. Is this the uncertainty on in the NCP right now? Is this now going to spell doom as far as the MBA is concerned, sir? Are you worried that if Sharad Pawar gives up the position of president because he was the glue that was holding the MBA together, it could possibly be the end of MBA as we know it today?
No, I don't think so. If you look into the prospects of NBA, that how it's formed, though Mr. Sharad Pawar is the senior leader of Maharashtra and India, that he made every effort to do this NBA together. But at the same time, you must not forget that there is a efforts from the Congress party as well as Shiv Sena who put their ideology and come together with a common minimum program. So it's everybody's efforts. So what happens when the political party's president has been resigned? That does not mean the political party change its course.
Okay.
Which course or which ideology they are taking such a long time. So we don't think that if Mr. Pawar has been resigned from his post or whether he came back or doesn't come back, we don't think that it is going to hurt the NBA. It is going to hurt the NBA ideology, and it's their internal problem. That what we feel. But as a political party alliance in this political course, we feel.
All right, sir, we've lost your line, Mr. Wagmare. We'll come back to you in a moment, but we are joined at this stage by Sudhir Mungatiwar, Cabinet Minister in the Maharashtra government and a very senior BJP leader. Sudhir ji, thank you very much for being with us. Sudhir ji, Sharad Pawar ने जो आज किया, पहले तो उन्होंने कहा कि उनके पद से वो रिजाइन कर रहे हैं, फिर उन्होंने कहा कि मैं जरा सोचता हूं, मुझे दो या 3 दिन दीजिए, फिर देख. तो आप इसमें कैसे, मतलब आप ये सोचते हैं कि ये एनसीपी का अंदरूनी पॉलिटिक्स है या शरद पवार का एक पावर शो है?
देखो, ये तो दो तीन दिन में स्पष्ट हो जाएगा. वैसे ही पवार साहब के हर कृति के बारे में लोगों में हमेशा संदेह रहा है. कहीं पे निगाहें, कहीं पे निशाना, ये उनकी राजनीतिक खासियत मानी गई है. अब राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष वैसे भी वो नहीं रहे
जी.
वो राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष का त्यागपत्र देने की बात कर रहे, मगर चुनाव आयोग ने जो राष्ट्रीय दर्जा राष्ट्रवादी पार्टी का था वो निकाल दिया. वैसे भी वो राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष नहीं रहे. अगर चुनाव आयोग के दृष्टिकोण से देखे, अब वो कह रहे कि मैं राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष नहीं रहूंगा, तो वैसे ही चुनाव आयोग ने दर्जा तो निकाल दिया है, उनको प्रादेशिक पार्टी का दर्जा दे दिया है, स्टेटस दे दिया है. अब उनके अंतर्गत राजनीति में भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कार्यकर्ता के नाते कोई भाष्य करना मैं तो कोई उचित नहीं समझता हूं.
नहीं, पर सुधीर जी,
वो अंतर्गत राजनीति की बात है.
सुधीर जी,
वो त्यागपत्र देने की भाषा करे, त्यागपत्र दे या ना दे, वो तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी से कोई उससे संबंध नहीं है.
नहीं, पर सुधीर जी, आप ये तो एक्सेप्ट करेंगे कि ये सिर्फ शरद पवार के बारे में नहीं है, ये अजित पवार शायद मेन प्लेयर निकलना चाहते हैं इस पूरा किस्सा में. उन्होंने कुछ ही दिन पहले कहा था साफ तौर न्यूज का खबरों के अनुसार वो कुछ दिन पहले शायद बीजेपी आपके पास आना चाह रहे थे कई समर्थकों के साथ. अभी तक फिलहाल वो हुआ नहीं है. तो आप ये समझते हैं कि अजित पवार कुछ एनसीपी के नेता को लेके बीजेपी को ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं फ्यूचर में?
नहीं, ऐसा है, ये तो मुझे लगता है कि हवा हवा में बातें हैं। अजित पवार जी भी, उन्हें भी अगर भारतीय जनता पार्टी के साथ जुड़ना है
जी,
तो ये तो समय नहीं हो सकता, क्योंकि उन्हें त्याग पत्र देना होगा। त्याग पत्र देके फिर चुनाव लड़ना होगा। तो कोई भी राजनीतिक पार्टी का नेता अगर आना ही है, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के साथ जुड़ना ही है, वो चाहे शिवसेना उद्धव ठाकरे जी के साथ वाला हो या फिर राष्ट्रवादी के पार्टी का हो या कांग्रेस का हो, अगर वो जुड़ना चाहेंगे, भारतीय जनता पार्टी का देशभक्ति का झंडा लेकर जनता की सेवा करना चाहेंगे, तो वो तो फरवरी में आएंगे। अभी क्यों आएंगे?
आप उनको
अभी
वेलकम
अगर
करेंगे?
आते हैं तो रिजाइन करके फिर तो चुनाव होगा।
सुधीर जी, आप उनको वेलकम करेंगे अपने पार्टी में अगर वो आना चाहते हैं, वो इस्तीफा देने के बाद?
देखो, राष्ट्र के लिए अगर कोई काम करने की इच्छा रखेगा, शरद पवार साहब भी देश के लिए काम करने की इच्छा रखेंगे। माननीय विश्व गौरव, देश गौरव, गरीबों के मसीहा नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने देश को परिवार माना, और शरद पवार साहब अपने परिवार को देश मानते हैं। एक ही परिवार में कई पद उनके घर में हम देखते हैं। अगर वो चाहते हैं कि देश मेरा परिवार है, मैं भी भारतीय जनता पार्टी के विचारों के साथ आगे बढ़ना चाहता हूं, तो शायद भारतीय जनता पार्टी में वो आएंगे नहीं कभी। मैं कह रहा हूं कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी में अगर राष्ट्रवाद को लेकर,
लेकिन मुंगतीवार साहब, आपके पास एक मॉडल है बिना रिजाइन कराए लोगों को अपने साथ शामिल कराने का। जो आपने शिवसेना के साथ किया वो मॉडल है कि बिना रेजिग्नेशन के भी एमएलए आपके पास आ सकते हैं। और अजीत पवार के साथ ऐसा तो नहीं है कि जिस पार्टी को आप डायनेस्टिक बोल रहे हैं उसके साथ आपने कभी काम नहीं करा। अजीत पवार के साथ तो सुबह सुबह शपथ भी ले ली थी जाके।
हाँ जी, वो उस समय का छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज का महाराष्ट्र है भाई। छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज के विचारों में अगर शत्रु ऐसी तकलीफ देने का काम करता है, शिवसेना ने हमारे साथ जो विश्वासघात किया, जनता के जनादेश के साथ जो गद्दारी की, उस 24 अक्टूबर 2019 को जब उन्होंने देखा कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी और शिवसेना के 161 विधानसभा सदस्य आने के बाद भी कुर्सी की लालसा उनके मन में पैदा हुई, और उन्होंने कांग्रेस राष्ट्रवादी, जिसके साथ स्वर्गीय हिंदू हृदय सम्राट बाला साहब की लड़ाई जारी रही। मुझे आज भी याद है 1995 में माता एकवीरा देवी पर माननीय बाला साहब जी की बड़ी श्रद्धा थी, वहां वो लेके गए, हमको शपथ दिलवाई कि कभी हम जीवन में कांग्रेस राष्ट्रवादी के साथ नहीं जाएंगे। तब कांग्रेस थी, हम कांग्रेस के साथ नहीं जाएंगे। और उद्धव जी ने वही बात की। जब माननीय छगन भुजबल जी ने माननीय बाला साहब को जेल में डाला 505(2) में, तब भी बाला साहब ने कहा था जीवन में इन लोगों के साथ नहीं बैठेंगे।
Let's just quickly summarize what the main developments today is. A day of huge political developments. It all began earlier today with the veteran political leader Sharad Pawar agreeing to rethink, to quit this party and then ultimately rethink the shock decision of stepping down from the top post of the Nationalist Congress Party. His nephew Ajit Pawar in fact said this. Ajit Pawar in the news for all the wrong reasons. But Ankit, just a question to you. I don't know if you were able to hear what Sudhir Mungatiwar, the cabinet minister in the Maharashtra government, had to say, but he said that, look, in the future, and perhaps Sharad Pawar won't do that, if Sharad Pawar or any other leader is willing to resign and join the BJP, then why shouldn't we welcome them if they are willing to fight for the nation or serve the nation? I found that interesting, because it wasn't a statement from the BJP saying, no, we don't want him, or no comment. It was a rather direct statement.
You know, Vishnu, that's what it is. The art of possibilities, politics, and why he would say that, because Sharad Pawar is a politician, and experts would know, who always keeps multiple options open. Everybody knows about his proximity to the Prime Minister. He threw a spanner as far as the opposition unity is concerned when he broke from the opposition lines on the JPC demand and what was happening in the parliament. So Sharad Pawar keeps everybody guessing, and that's the reason why Mr. Mungatiwar would not in fact say that no, we won't welcome him, because he doesn't know tomorrow what happens. These are the same speculations were before the 2019 elections. It would be interesting, Vishnu, when there is, in the run-up to 2024, all the talk of opposition unity. Supriya Sule just few days back said there are two big, political bombshells which are going to be dropped. One possibly was Mr. Sharad Pawar announcing the resignation. I'm waiting for the next one.
All right. It could be in the Supreme Court. Who knows, Ankit? Could be in the Supreme Court, which is going to be deciding on the entire issue.
Absolutely.
I can't think of any other bombshell quite yet. But they could be, who knows. Anyhow, we'll leave it over there. Ankit, thanks so much. And back to your work in Karnataka and tracking all the political leaders over there. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. We're not quite done with this topic. I spoke to Prithviraj Chavan, the former Chief Minister of Maharashtra, earlier today on this entire issue of Sharad Pawar and his politics. That interview comes up next, and later the big news, and it's come as a rail stunner, certainly for us, those of us who track Indian aviation very closely. Go First is bankrupt as of immediately. They filed for insolvency proceedings. No flights available from tomorrow or day after, perhaps going forward. We don't know. They've said it very clearly. They don't have the money right now to pay their creditors. They've blamed engine problems in the large international firm Pratt & Whitney. I'll go through a lot of that, but that's after this break.